Hey everyone, my name is Amber and this is my take on the BookTube Real Talk Tag 2.0. This was created by Alyssa and Julia, I will leave their links below, and I was tagged by my friend Kayla. The first question is, if you could give yourself one piece of advice when you started making videos, what would it be? I think I cover this in several other videos, but I would definitely tell myself to be more consistent because I wasn't in the beginning. I was in the beginning, but then I took breaks in between, like several breaks, and that really didn't help my channel. I think other advice would be to learn to do thumbnails better because I've definitely improved on that front. Question 2, what are your thoughts on cancel culture? Well, it varies from case to case. To be honest, I think people are way too quick to jump down people's throats. I think that the book community or Twitter in general should be more forgiving, but then again there are also some things that like you can't really forgive, such as certain authors being consistently homophobic and not changing their ways. They should definitely be cancelled. But I do think especially last year the community tended to kick off over the smallest thing and then all gang up on people, and it was awful. But I feel like people might have calmed down a bit now. At least I'm seeing it a lot less, so that's good. Question 3, do you consider BookTube to be a welcoming community? Yes, I think so. I think for the most part people are very welcoming. I think some people aren't, which, you know, is fine. If you're not here for interacting, then whatever, it doesn't really matter to me. I think my attitude for most of these questions is going to be, it doesn't really matter because I've been here too long. I think in general the book community is quite welcoming. It's just some people aren't so welcoming and some people are very, very welcoming, so it balances out. Question 4 is, what are your books on book consumerism? Do you feel pressured to buy books? No, I definitely used to feel pressured to buy books, but at the same time it was more, I wouldn't say it was pressure, it was more the fact that I had gotten a job and I was able to buy books, so I kind of went a bit mad and bought all the books just because I was able to, rather than being pressured by the rest of the community. I wasn't trying to really keep up with anyone. I was more just really excited about being able to buy books. As for consumerism, on the one hand I don't really see anything wrong with supporting publishers and authors, especially nowadays that Amazon is like taking over the market. So I think it's a really good thing that people are buying books. At the same time, you can support the library, which is obviously free for most people. On the other hand, I understand the other side of the story. First of all, not everyone has access to libraries. Secondly, I think if you do want to try to keep up with the newest thing, which is what BookTube and book blogging is kind of all about, then you do need to buy new books, especially if you have a platform on Instagram, because your whole thing is taking photos and you kind of can't do that if you don't have the books. To be honest, I don't really care what other people do with their money. Society in general is a very consumerist society and needs to calm down, but books are probably the least of my worries in terms of that. I think having the newest cars and iPhones or smartphones is probably a bit more problematic than buying books. Question number 5 is, would you consider yourself a critical reader or reviewer? Yes, I think so. I think this is partly because I've been around for so long. I am quite critical when it comes to rating my books. If you've seen my wrap-ups, you know that I hardly ever give out 5 stars, but that's only because I think I have read so many books over the years and I know what 5 stars means to me. Like 5 stars is like perfect or almost flawless and an all-time favourite book, and that's what I reserve that for, but everyone has different ratings. I think I am quite critical. I do tend to kind of look for things to pick out when I'm reading the book, not necessarily negative things, but I do always think of things to talk about when I'm reading the book rather than just going along with the story or with the flow. Question number 6, do you take part in readathons? Yes. What are your thoughts on them? I love them. I think this craze at the moment for readathons is a bit overwhelming for me, but I love that there are so many and it's giving people the opportunity to take part in so many each month. I think for me it is a bit overwhelming because there are so many team-based readathons or week-long readathons or 24-hour readathons, and it's a bit much. I'm definitely not able to keep up with them all, and it's a shame because I really want to do them. I would especially have enjoyed taking part in the Hogwarts Houses one or the Avatar The Last Airbender one or the Hocus Pocus one that's coming out in October, but it's just a bit much for me, like with all of these point systems and numbers and things, so I think I prefer just like week-long readathons. But I do really enjoy them and I really enjoy the reading vlogs that come out of them. I think next year I really want to take part in the Owls because I was going to this year, but then I got overwhelmed again with the amount of stuff that I had to do. Question number 7 is, recommend a book with a topic or issue that you're passionate about. I would recommend Big Little Lies. It was in my favourites of 2019 so far video, and it's obviously one of my favourites of the year so far. It tackles domestic abuse, and I haven't seen many people give that warning for it or mention it when talking about the book, but it does, and it handles it so respectfully and so well. It really surprised me, especially because I wasn't expecting the abuse to be in there. But it was really good. I'm really passionate about supporting abuse victims and people who have suffered in the past and are now dealing with PTSD from it, so I would recommend Big Little Lies. I was on my way to work thinking about this video and I realised that I didn't tag anyone, so I'm going to tag my friends Lacey, Ginger and Justine. I love all of their channels. I don't think any of them have done this tag. They might have done the first one, but if they haven't done the first one, I guess I'm tagging you to do the first Real Talk tag rather than the second, because it doesn't really make sense to do version 2 before version 1. We'll get back to the video now and I'll stop thinking about it. That's the end. Thank you all so much for watching my video and I'll speak to you soon in my next one. Bye!